Namaste guys, namaste and welcome to Friday evening yoga, and this is the 25th day of our Sun Salutations challenge. And although I posted a video of 10 Sun Salutations this morning, we are going to do a few more in our evening class, and we're going to look at Maha Namaskara, the great salutation. So that's what Maha means in Sanskrit, the great. And it's used in a few other practices as well. But we don't need to know about that. We can just concentrate on what we're doing today. So let us start with a little seated centering. So come to any comfortable seated position, resting your hands where they feel comfortable. Perhaps closing your eyes or gazing gently downward. And taking this moment to step away from the other things that are going on in your life, in your house, in your week, and step into a space and a time for yoga. As you do that, perhaps you can feel a gentle lightening of the burdens on your shoulders, maybe a softening of the tension across your face and chest. Notice the areas that you have on the floor and allow yourself to organize the spine upright from those firm foundations of contact. Be aware of your body's feeling today. And then become aware of your breath. Focusing on the movement of the body as you breathe. Where does your body move first as you breathe in? Where does it move last as you finish breathing out? Which part of your body moves the most as you breathe? And there's no right or wrong answers to this question. It's just whatever you determine with your own perception. Whenever you're ready, you can draw your chin gently towards your chest. Then gently roll the right ear to the right shoulder, chin back towards the chest, and left ear to left shoulder. So we'll go from side to side. Moving as slowly as you feel you need to. Remembering you can do other neck movements if you prefer them. If you wish to, you can roll the head in circles, just taking care not to go too far back. If you're circling, be sure to reverse your direction. And when you're ready, bringing your chin back to the center, chin to chest rather, and back to the center as you look up. Awesome stuff, guys. So we will come to doing some standing up limbering in a moment, but we're going to just come down onto our backs first for a gentle warm through back. So I find that at the end of the day, this lying down onto the back, bending the knees into the chest is a really nice way to just release tension. So I don't know what you've done in your day, but I've done 2 other yoga classes and an awful lot of work in the garden and on the croft today. So rolling your knees in both directions to help sort of iron out the kinks. It's actually a little massage for the back, a little fascial release here. Once you've gone in both directions, you can float the feet down to the floor, let the arms be wide away from the body, and just sway your knees from side to side. Little firmness in your belly. You don't need to have your knees all the way down to the side, just getting to wherever they are naturally going. And then when you're ready, you can bring the knees back to the center. Feet can come a little closer to the buttocks if you want, elbows down by the sides, pressing the back of the arms and shoulders down and peeling the hips up and gently wiggling your hips in circles, moving the hips. We're going to go in the opposite direction as well. Just feeling the buttock muscles firing up there and gently releasing the hips down. Here, stepping your feet a little bit further away from you, reaching your arms wide and wrapping the right arm over the left arm to drape the arms to the side of the body. And here we're going to, you can keep the fingertips draped, or you can hold your shoulders if you want to, or you can take eagle arms if you prefer. Today I'm just going to keep them draped. And then firm your belly, press your low back down, lift your head and chest up, and just roll the head and chest around in a circle. So as if you were drawing a circle on the ceiling with your elbows, keeping the belly muscles active, going in the opposite direction as well, and massaging out that space between the shoulder blades and across the middle and upper back. When you're ready, you can release down. Let your arms come apart. Maybe here just taking a deep breath in and out, rolling the head from one side to the other if you need to release any effort from your neck, and then crossing your left arm over your right arm, draping the fingertips to the floor, holding the shoulders, taking eagle arms if you prefer. Press your low back down into the mat, press into the feet, firm the belly, draw the head and shoulders up, and just rolling in circles. And we're firing up our core muscles at the same time because they'll be quite active in our Maha Namaskara. Going the opposite way as well. Just letting those abdominal muscles be very active in this position. When you're ready, coming back to center, releasing down, releasing the arms out to the side for a deep breath in, swaying the nose if you need to, deep breath out. And then we're going to gather our knees in and just do gentle rocking backwards and forwards through the whole length of the spine, balancing on your sit bones as you come up, rocking back towards your shoulder blades, building up some momentum so that whenever you're ready, you can rock up into standing. You don't have to rock into standing if you want to go through sitting, that's okay. No problem at all. Let me dispense with this big jumper. And then as you come to standing, taking your feet a nice comfortable distance apart, soft in the knees, a little bouncy so that you can feel the feet grounding and connecting downwards, and then twisting from side to side. As you twist from side to side, just tapping the body wherever the hands fall. So they may naturally fall in a different spot for you, that's okay. A little firmness in the belly, a little touch of effort in the pelvic floor and the buttocks as well. And use this posture to let go of anything that's been on your mind or weighing on your shoulders for this week. I'm reminded of the Fraggles, which I think was dance your cares away, worries for another day, let the music play down at Fraggle Rock. But this is what Kati Chakrasana always reminds me of, that sort of that ability to just shake off your worries, let them go, just even if it's just for these 90 minutes. When you're ready, you can gently allow your movement to become smaller and smaller until you're back to standing steady in the center. We're going to bring the fingertips onto the shoulders. Breathe in the elbows together and up in front of you, and exhale as you draw the elbows back and down. Inhaling forward and up. Exhaling back and down. Just the biggest circles that feel good to you. We'll do one more in this direction. And then the opposite way as well. So inhaling the elbows back behind the body, maybe looking up. Exhaling, elbows together and down. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. We'll do one more. Inhaling. And exhaling, releasing the arms down, just wriggling the shoulders or wriggling the hips in any way that feels good. Draw your hands together, interlace the fingers, bring the elbows close to the body and roll through your wrists. And I'm sorry if you noticed, but I'm absolutely covered in midge bites. So it's the Scottish summer, that's what we expect. But I do look as if I've been through the wars a little bit. Going the opposite way as well. Hopefully you are not too bitten yourselves. Very good. And then separating the hands, just giving the wrists a little bit of a let go. Okay, so in the Great Salutation, there are added postures of the triangle pose and warrior two and pyramid pose. And because they move through the sides of the body quite a lot, we're going to do our shoulder rotations, but with the body involved. So left elbow nice and soft, soft in the knees, firm in the belly, and just rolling through your shoulder. And you can start small, but if you're inclined, you can allow your body to move as much as you want in response to your arm moving. So feeling the sides of the torso open, that space underneath the armpit itself, under the arm rather, sorry, itself. And be sure that your head is moving a little, it doesn't have to look at the hand. Let's go the opposite way as well. And see if you can wriggle yourself some space or release some tension. One more in this direction. Resting the left arm down and just becoming aware of the difference between the two sides. And then same thing on the other side, nice and soft in the right elbow. You can start small or you can start large as you choose. Opening up the sides of the body, having that sense of maybe opening up the chest and the upper back as well. And then reversing the motion, so going the opposite way, allowing your head to follow the movement. So there's nothing held rigid. Everything in the body responding to the movement of your arm. And we'll do one more this way. Resting the right arm down to the side, just feeling your way through your shoulders, making any further movements that you feel that you need before we begin. So we're going to use our sun salutations to limber for the great salutation. So we will do them slightly differently from normal. Come to the front of your mat and just allowing your feet to rest underneath your hips or slightly closer together if you prefer. Turning the palms of the hands to face forward so you draw the shoulder blades towards each other, broadening the chest, lifting in the belly, lifting in the buttocks as well, just a touch. Inhale here as you lengthen through the crown of the head and exhale here as well. One centering breath. Then inhaling to begin and exhale as you bring your hands together at the center of the chest. Inhale, reach up, lifting the belly, stretching for the ceiling, and as you exhale, bend your knees, fold forward from your hips, hands to feet and head towards the knees. Knees can be as bent as you need, and just spend a moment here
maybe swaying gently from side to side or paddling through the backs of the legs. It helps to draw your belly muscles in when you're doing forward bends. It creates a little bit of length in the back of the body and a bit of space to bend forward in the front of the body. Let the back of the neck be nice and relaxed. You don't need to see the screen to do a forward bend, so don't look at it. Awesome. From the center, placing your hands down and just stepping your right foot back as far as it naturally goes and taking your knee to the floor. And we're going to step the left foot just outside the left hand and then circle the hips. So in the lunge, circling the hips around, allow your left foot to move around on the floor as well. So you might circle around on the sole of the left foot, or you might just hinge on your left heel a little, and the opposite way as well. Feel the stability of the feet. So the feet are, you're sort of having a push me, pull you sensation in the feet. When you're ready, you can come back to the center. We can step the left foot back towards the center between the hands, place the hands down and come into a plank pose. Look slightly ahead of your hands, press into your heels, lift in your belly muscles, and then place the knees down. We're going to inhale, lifting the tailbone, and then exhale, drawing the chin and the chest towards the floor between the hands. Point your toes in and press the tops of the feet down, and then inhale, rolling the shoulder blades together to come into a low cobra. Elbows are bent, shoulders are down. And then from here, coming through hands and knees, exhaling and into downward facing dog. And if this is your first down dog of the day, then just giving it a gentle wriggle, walking from side to side, pressing into the fingertips, the heels of the hands, and maybe a little softness in the shoulders as well. In the center, you can inhale onto your tiptoes, exhale, press the chest to the thighs and heels to the floor. Inhale as you bring the knees down, and then exhale, stepping the right foot forward. And here on this side, all we're going to do is go backwards and forwards. So just backwards and forwards. We'll do the hula hooping when we step the left foot back. So a little hinging backwards and forwards, a little light flirtation with the hamstrings of the right leg, a little light flirtation with the hip flexors of the left leg. And then the next time you come forwards, breathing in, free the back knee and step off the left foot, breathing out into a forward bend. Nice and soft in the knees. Breathe in, lift the belly, lift the chest, press into the feet to stand tall, reaching the arms up. Breathing out, hands to the center of the chest. Breathe in, release the arms with the palms turned to face forward. Breathing out, hands together in the center of the chest. Breathing in, reaching up, opening the front of the body. And as you breathe out, soften the knees, folding forward from the hips, coming into forward bend. Here, straight into our lunge, breathing in as you step the left foot back and place the left knee down. We're just going to move the right foot to the outside of the right hand by scissoring it around on the floor and then rotating through the hips. So wiggling the hips around in a hula hooping action. And you might want to hula hoop around the sole of the right foot as well, or circle around the sole of the right foot and go in the opposite direction as well. I find that a little bit harder on this side. Just doesn't seem to be quite as well coordinated as the previous side. And then when you're ready, you can bring your right foot back to center, place the hands firmly down, extend through the back leg, take the right foot back so you're in plank pose, and then take your knees down. Inhale as you lift your hips like you were sticking your bottom out, firm the belly, and exhale, bend just the elbows to bring the chest and chin down. Point your toes, roll your shoulder blades towards each other, just to lift as you inhale the head and chest up. As you exhale, come through hands and knees into downward facing dog. And in your down dog, a little paddle here, lengthening through one leg and then the other. pressing through one arm and then the other. They're usually opposite. Doing a little gentle turning of the head, perhaps. Fingertips and heels of the hands are really controlling the arms here. And then when you're ready, inhale onto both tiptoes. Exhale both heels down. Press the chest towards the thighs. Inhale the knees down to the mat. And then exhale as you step the left foot forward. Here, with your breath in a natural rhythm, just swaying the hips backwards and forwards. Just backwards and forwards. And it's that sensation of a lengthening underneath the front leg and at the front of the back leg. If that makes sense. Okay, the next time you come forward into a lunge, inhale and lift the back knee away from the mat. Exhale as you press off that right foot to bring the foot forward into a forward bend. To come up, soften the knees. Inhale, look forward, lift the belly, the chest, the arms. And exhale your hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, release the hands, palms turn forward. Exhaling, palms together, center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, open the front of the body, lifting the belly muscles as you fold forward into your forward bend. Exhaling. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee to the mat. And here, we're going to let the breath find a natural rhythm. Move the hips back towards the right heel. The front leg doesn't need to be straight, so don't strain. Keep it as bent as you need to take no irritation into your low back. And then just wiggle your hips from side to side. Just a gentle wriggle, wriggle, wriggle. Very good. And then pressing forward, taking the hands to the mat, coming into plank pose. Now here in plank, we're actually going to bring the knees to the floor. We want the knees to be relatively close together. You can have your hands slightly ahead of you if that is better for your wrists. And then firming the belly, bringing the right knee and circling the right knee. So pressing into the toes of the left foot, the knee of the left knee, knee of the left knee, knee of the left leg, to make circles and going in the opposite direction as well. Keeping the upper body nice and focused. Doesn't need to be rigid, just focused. Bringing the right knee down. And from here, we're going to take the knees slightly further back and we're going to lower ourselves to the floor in a different way. So draw your hips forward, your shoulders forward, press into the toes, squeeze the buttocks and let the hips come down, bending the elbows to gently lower the body from knees to forehead to the floor. When you come down, take your hands wide, wider than the mat. Press down your pubic bone, engage your belly muscles, lift your head and chest up. Elbows are still soft, and if you want to, you can gently sway your chest from side to side. You don't have to. You can simply hold here. And then lowering back down to the mat. From your wide arm cobra. Hands underneath the chest or to the side of the chest, coming into hands and knees, and then into downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, just doing a little wiggle, 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 wiggle. You like a bit of a wiggle. And then from here, you can bring your knees down, or you can bounce your head and chest, no, shoulders, yes, head and chest forwards, and then step your right foot forwards as you bounce. So whichever transition you prefer to bring the right foot forward. And here, with our right foot forward, we're simply going to lift and lower the back knee. So lengthening the left leg, pressing into the left heel, and then lowering the left knee. Lengthening and lowering. We'll do two more. Lengthening, lowering, lengthening, lowering. Look forward, lengthen, press off the left foot, and step forward into your forward bend. And then soften the knees, inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Inhale as you stand tall, turn the palms forward. Exhale, palms together, center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, Firm the belly and the buttocks, and as you exhale, fold, soften the knees as needed into your forward bend. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee to the mat, and then here, just letting your breath fall into its natural rhythm. Allow your hips to come towards your left heel and just gently wriggle from side to side. Your right leg doesn't need to be straight. It can be as bent as needed. A little bit more wriggling from side to side, and then coming forward into your lunge to open your chest. Press into your hands, and you're going to step your feet back but come into hands and knees. So the hands can be slightly further ahead of the shoulders if you like. Press the mat away from you to actively engage the shoulders, and it'll be less work for your wrists. Keep your right toes tucked under, and then making circles with your left knee. Use the right foot and knee for support. We'll do one more in this direction, and then go the opposite way. And if you get any clunking or clicking, try not to push through it or force through it. Just work in a softer movement or a smaller movement until that is not present anymore. Coming back into your hands and knees position, we're going to take the knees back so that we can lower forward. So we want to do this by pressing off the toes, engaging the buttocks to draw the hips forward. So we're firm in the belly and the buttocks, and then gently easing the body down, really nice and slow. Taking the arms wide again, firming the tops of the feet to the floor. We're going to press up and down 3 times. So inhaling, pressing into the hands, lifting the chest, shoulders are soft, elbows are close to the body. Exhaling down. Inhaling up, firm belly, firm buttocks. Exhaling down, keeping the buttocks firm. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Taking the hands onto the mat and then coming through hands and knees into downward facing dog. And in your down dog, just doing a little paddling. It should hopefully be feeling a little bit easier every time you come into down dog. Not easier as in no effort, but easier to find the shape. Less complaining from the body. From the center, you can bring the knees to the mat and then step forward, or you can bounce your shoulders forward twice and then step forward with your left foot as you bounce. Take the right knee down, opening the chest as you look forward, and then lift the right knee from the mat, lengthening that leg and lowering the knee. Lengthen the leg, lower the right knee down, lengthen the leg, lower the right knee. One more. Lowering down, and then from your lengthened leg position, press off the right foot to step the right leg forward into a forward bend. Take a deep breath in and out here. Sighing through the mouth if you need to. Soften the knees. Inhale, look forward, lift the belly, lift the chest, press into the feet, reach the arms over the head, and exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Lovely. Inhale, release the arms, palms turn forward, round 3. Exhale, palms together, center of the chest. Inhale, reach up and open the front of the body. Exhale, fold forward into your forward bend and down. Inhale, step the right foot back, knee to the mat, and here we're going to let the breath go into its natural rhythm and bring the hands to the top of the left thigh. So adjusting clothing is needed. Here, if you want to, you can free the hands from the left thigh. You don't have to hold the left thigh. And you can take the arms over the head to open your chest and then come back to center. So we're pressing into the feet, pressing into the legs, firm in the belly and the buttocks. Inhale as you open the chest, looking up, reaching the hands maybe slightly back behind you, and exhaling to center. One more time. Inhaling and exhaling. Take the hands down either side of your front foot, lengthen your back leg, come into plank pose. And then exhaling, knees, chest, chin, or doing any of the other variations we have done to reach the mat. Roll the shoulder blades towards each other, inhale into cobra, firm in the buttocks. And then exhale through hands and knees, if you need to, into downward facing dog. In your down dog, giving a little bit of a wriggle. Lovely lengthening of the backs of the legs. There's no need to ever keep a still down dog. You can always do a wriggle if you like. From here, knees to the floor to step forward, or bouncing your chest forward. And then on your second bounce, stepping the right leg forward as well. Simply opening the chest as you look forward, and then exhaling both feet to the front of the mat into a forward bend. Inhale to come up, lift the belly, lift the chest, lift the arms. And exhale the hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, release the arms, palms turn forward. Exhaling, hands together, center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body. And as you exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back, knee to the mat, and then let your breath find its natural rhythm. Press into both feet to bring your hands to the top of the right thigh. If you want to, you can hold onto the right thigh. If you want to, you can reach your arms over the head. And then inhale as you open your chest. Exhaling back to center. Inhaling, pressing into the feet, firm in the belly and the buttocks. Exhaling to center, one more. Inhaling, open chest. Exhaling to center and releasing the hands down to the mat. Lengthen your back leg, take your right leg back. And in your own time, coming down to the mat, knees, chest, chin, or forehead, or any other variation that we've done so far. A simple cobra, rolling the shoulder blades towards each other, opening the chest, firm in the buttocks, and then coming through hands and knees, if you want to, into downward facing dog. Wriggling through your down dog. And this is our last wriggling dog, but you can continue to do it if you would like to, as a variation. And then from your wriggling down dog, knees to the mat and stepping forward, or bouncing the shoulders forward once, and then stepping with the left foot, opening your chest into a simple lunge, exhaling both feet to the front. Inhale to come up, lift the belly, lift the chest and arms, exhale the hands to the heart. Inhale, release the arms, palms turn forward, round 4, exhaling hands to heart. Inhaling, reaching up, opening the front of the body, and exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back. This time, we're going to let the breath go, keep the knee off the mat, and we're going to press in both feet and bring the hands to the top of the left thigh. So here, you can keep your hands on your thigh, or if you want to, you can reach your arms over the head. We're going to lengthen the left leg, and then bend both knees. Try to get the right knee towards the floor, but not on the floor. Lengthen both legs, bend both knees. Firm in the belly and the buttocks. One more time, lengthen. Bend both knees. Rest your right knee down. Hands come to the mat and come into plank pose. Coming to the mat in any way that you like, knees, chest, forehead, or chaturanga, or lowering down. And then inhale into a low cobra and exhale into downward facing dog. And here in down dog, we're going to do a 3-legged dog variation. So bring your feet towards each other, press into your fingertips and the heels of your hands. And if you prefer to rest this one out, you may. Point the right toes backwards. Inhale as you lift the right leg. Exhale as you lower the foot down. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, lower. It doesn't matter where you get to, we'll just do one more up and down. Exhale, lower. And then if you want to, from a 3-legged dog, you can draw your knee into your chest and step the right foot all the way forward, dropping the left knee down, or transition to lunge in any way of your choice. Leave your left hand down and do 3 big circles with the right arm, firm in the feet, the belly, the buttocks. We're going to circle backwards 3 times, so this is number 3, and then forwards once. I don't know why, but I've suddenly taken to doing that. Free the back knee so that you can step forward into a forward bend. And then from here, soften the knees,
Inhale, lift the belly, lift the chest, lift the arms, and exhale, hands to heart. Let's do the left side. Inhale. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhaling, reaching up, opening the front of the body, firm in the belly and the buttocks as you hinge forward into your forward bend, exhaling down. Inhale, step the left foot back, keep the knee off the mat and let your breath find its natural rhythm. Press into both feet and bring your hands to the top of your right thigh. Now, if you want to here, you can raise the arms over the head, or you can have them at the center of the chest if you prefer. Lengthen the right leg and then bend both knees, the left knee nearly grazing the floor, and then lengthen both legs. Bend both knees. Lengthen both legs, very firm in the feet and the buttocks. Bend both knees. Lengthen both legs. This time, bringing the left knee down and hands to the floor. I think we did an extra one there. Coming into plank pose, not to worry. Look ahead of your mat. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or lower yourself to the floor in a way that feels good to you. Point your toes, firm your buttocks. Inhale into cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog through hands and knees if you'd like to. Bring your feet towards each other. Pressing into the hands, pressing the chest towards the thighs, lifting in the belly muscles, point your left toes backwards. Lift the left leg up and lower it down. Lift the left leg up and lower down. Lifting up, lowering down. If you want to step forward from a three-legged dog, lift your left leg one more time and draw your knee into the chest. Place the left foot down between the hands. Keep the right knee on the ground, right hand on the ground, and make 3 big circles with your left hand. Left arm. 3 backwards and 1 forwards. If you've done 3 forwards and 1 backwards, that doesn't matter. Open your chest as you look forward, free the back knee so you can step into your forward bend. And then inhale to come up, lift the belly, lift the chest, firm the belly, firm the buttocks, and exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Release your arms and just take a little break at this point. So for people who've been doing sun salutations every day in June, or who have been doing other yoga every day, then this first 5 will not feel so challenging. But when you are doing other things and not doing the June challenge as well, perhaps these first 5 sun salutations are just getting to the point where you need to take a little break. So we'll take a breather, get some water if you want some water, bring your hands together, roll your wrists if you'd like to. And while you are doing that, I will demonstrate what happens in Maha Namaskara. So there'll be a little bit of a difference to the first part of the sun salutation, in that when we step back from the forward bend, we keep the back knee off the mat so that we can come into plank pose without too much bother. Now here we have something called the vinyasa in the middle, and that's what most styles call the bit where we get from plank to down dog. So it's plank, knees, chest forward, forehead, cobra and down dog is the one that we do for the classical sun salutation. But anyone who practices chaturanga, I'm thinking of Claire here, can do a chaturanga and an up dog and a down dog. So use the vinyasa of your choice. If you don't know those postures, don't use those ones. Very good. When we get to the downward facing dog, we take another 3-legged dog, and then we draw the foot we're working with forwards, and we don't come into the lunge proper here. What we do is we turn the back foot to point to the long edge of the mat, lengthen the front leg, and come into Trikonasana, triangle pose. And then from triangle pose, don't worry, I'll talk you through it. We come up to a sort of star-shaped pose, take Virabhadrasana 2, then twist the hips to the front, reach the hands behind us. Sometimes you will maybe want to angle yourself or step the back foot in a little bit to open your chest, folding into pyramid pose, and then we step into the forward bend And then we come up. And we do the whole thing again on the other side. So I'm going to start at this end for the right side so that I can step back with my right leg. I don't know actually. I'll just do opposite legs. That will be fine. So at the front of your mat, I will try not to muddle lefts and rights too much. And we will do our first round of Maha Namaskara, which I think is round 6 for us today. I don't know. It doesn't matter how many rounds we're doing. It's all good. So standing tall, turning the palms forward as you inhale, lengthen through the back of the body. Exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body, and exhale as you fold all the way into your forward bend. Inhale, step the right foot back, keep the knee off the mat, hold as you come into plank pose. Vinyasa of your choice. So on this round, I'm going to exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward dog. And we're all going to meet up in downward dog. Doesn't matter how you get there. Hopefully you've done a back bend of some kind though, which would be good. Bring your feet towards each other but not touching. Press your chest towards your thighs. Lift your right leg up. And then from here, bend your knee into your chest and step your right foot forward between your hands, or come into this position in any way that works for you. When you've got your right foot forward, turn your left toes out to point to the long edge of the mat. And we're going to take lengthen the right leg, place the right hand somewhere around your shin, and then draw your left hand up towards the ceiling. So you're in Trikonasana. The idea is to have long arms and long legs, but if you need a little softness in the front knee, no problem at all. Firm your feet into the floor, lengthen through the crown of your head, lift your belly, draw your shoulder blades towards each other, and then turn your left palm up and press up to standing. From your standing position, turn to look at the middle finger of your right hand. Imagine someone's pulling your left hand so that you can't move away from the left, and simply bend your right knee. And that means you sink between the 2 feet as opposed to traveling forward over the front leg. Holding our Virabhadrasana, drawing the shoulder blades towards each other to open the chest. Spread the fingers or lengthen the fingers to find a good breath. And then from here, we're lengthening the front leg, the right leg, turning the hips to point towards the front, and you can angle the back heel behind you or step your back foot in a little bit so you can angle the toes a bit more forward. Reach the arms behind you to interlace the fingers. Roll your shoulder blades together to open your chest. The legs are long, and then folding forwards over your front leg. Doesn't matter how low you go, soften your knees if it feels like a strain in your back. From your forward bend, separate your hands, reach for the floor, soften the back knee, pivot on the back toe so you can step your foot forward into a forward bend. And then from your forward bend, inhale to come up. And exhale the palms together at the center of the chest. Release the arms. I'm going to swap to the other side, but you don't have to. Inhaling here, exhaling the hands to the center of the chest. Inhale, reach up, open the front of the body, and exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back, keep the knee off the mat, and then hold your breath as you step the right foot back into plank. Vinyasa of your choice. This time I'm going to do chaturanga on the way down, up dog, rolling the shoulder blades together, and down dog. We will meet up in downward facing dog. Step your feet towards each other but not touching. Press through the fingertips, the heels of the hands, the chest towards the thighs. Lengthen the left leg up into the air, three-legged dog, and then draw your knee into your chest and step your left foot forward between your hands. Turn your right toes to point to the long side of your mat so that the whole of the sole of the foot is on the floor. Lengthen the left leg, place the left hand somewhere around the shin, possibly a little higher if you want to, and then roll your chest open, lengthening your right arm up.
Here, if you want to, you can come up a little bit higher. You don't need to be all the way in. Firm the buttocks, draw the shoulder blades towards each other, long arms, long legs, long neck. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Turn the palm of your right hand and inhale up to standing. Look over the middle finger of your left hand and bend your front knee, imagining someone is holding your right arm so you can't go to the left. Here we're taking a deep breath in, draw the shoulder blades together, deep breath out. Firm feet, firm buttocks, and then lengthening the front leg, gently turning the hips to point towards the short end of the mat. You can angle your heel away or pop your foot in as you choose. Reach the arms behind you, interlace your fingers the awkward way. Open your chest as you inhale, long legs as you exhale forward. And if you need to soften your knees, that's okay, just let it happen. Separate the hands, let the arms float down to the floor. Get a little bounce on the back leg so that you can step your right foot forward to your left in your forward bend. And then inhale to come up. And exhaling, hands to heart. Very good. Let's do that one more time to each side. I'm just swapping to this end. So standing tall in Tadasana, inhaling. Exhaling, hands to heart. Firm belly and buttocks. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the right foot back, keep the knee off the mat, and then hold your breath as you come into plank pose. Look ahead of your mat. Do the vinyasa of your choice. Knees, chest, forehead perhaps. Cobra. And downward facing dog. From your down dog, bring your feet towards each other, but not touching. Firm the hands, press the chest towards the thighs. Lift the right leg up. Draw the knee into the chest. Come onto the ball of your left foot to do that. Step your right foot all the way forward. Turn out the left foot. Lengthen the right leg. Place your right hand wherever feels comfortable on your leg and open your left arm up to the ceiling so you come into triangle pose. If you can, allow no weight to be in your right arm. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other, pressing into the feet, firming the legs, turning the left palm to come up to standing. Gaze over your right hand, bend your right knee, come into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. From here, lengthen the front leg, just allowing the hips to square to the front, roll the shoulders to draw the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, open your chest, and then fold forward into pyramid pose. From pyramid pose, release the hands either side of the front foot, step your back foot to the front, into a forward bend. Inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Last time to the left. Inhale, standing tall. Exhaling, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up and opening the front of the body. Exhale as you fold forward and down. Inhale, step the left foot back. Keep the knee up and then hold your breath as you come into plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or vinyasa of your choice. Cobra or up dog, firm in the buttocks. Downward facing dog where we all will meet. Here, taking the feet towards each other but not touching, fingertips and heels of the hands to the floor, chest to thighs. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest, place the foot forward. Turn out the toes of the right leg. Take your left hand to somewhere on your left leg that feels good as you extend that leg. Roll the right arm and the chest up towards the ceiling. Trikonasana. Try to have no weight into the bottom arm if you can. Firm in the buttocks. Breathing in and out here. And then turning the right hand. Inhaling up to standing, gaze over your left hand, exhale into Virabhadrasana 2. Firm in the buttocks, draw the shoulder blades towards each other. And then from here, lengthen your front leg, turn the hips to face to the short edge of the mat, interlace the fingers behind you the awkward way, roll your shoulders open,
And firm legs folding forward over your front leg. And from your forward bend, release your hands, pivot on the back toes, soften the knees to stand forward into a forward bend. And then inhale to come up. And exhale, hands to heart. Very good. Just take a moment. Maha Namaskara is a little bit more demanding than just a standard sun salutation. So take a moment just to let everything come back into place. If you're feeling a bit warm, don't worry, because this round is going to be our winding down, cooling down round before we do our counter poses and breath practice. So one final sun salutation, but it's not really a sun salutation. It's like a cool sun salutation. Think of a Scottish summer's day. So from your Tadasana position, turning the palms forward, lengthening through the crown of the head, inhaling here. Exhaling the palms together at the center of the chest. Inhale, reaching up, opening the front of the body. And as you exhale, soften the knees on the way down. And coming into your forward bend, just draping the backs of the hands or the fingertips to the floor, or holding elbow to elbow. If your hands don't reach the floor, that's okay. Keep the knees nice and soft. Little sway of the upper body from side to side, or just a sway through the backs of the legs. When you're ready, you can take your fingertips to the floor, step your right foot back and just take your knee down, opening your chest. And here, get a comfortable position because we're going to hold it for another deep breath in and deep breath out. Hands onto the mat, coming into hands and knees. So you can do plank if you'd like to. From hands and knees, we're going to drop the buttocks to the heels. And then we're going to draw the chest low along the floor to slide into Sphinx pose. So it doesn't matter how you get down, belly on the floor, forearms on the floor, elbows underneath the shoulders or slightly in front. Point your toes. They don't need to be super pointed, but the tops of the feet pressing down. Firm the buttocks just to gently press the pubic bone down, give you a little bit of extra length in the low back. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other and look forward or down. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. From here, allow yourself to fold down to the mat by moving the elbows out of the way. Forehead comes to the mat, hands underneath the shoulders, and press up and back into child's pose. In your child's pose, you can have your knees apart or knees together as you choose. It doesn't matter. We're doing knees apart on the next round though, so bear that in mind. Turn the palms upwards so that you get a feeling of rotating length through the shoulders. This is supposed to be very good for your, what's the word? Yeah, I can't remember. Rotator cuff, thank you. Super duper. So taking a deep breath in and out here. Hopefully your forehead is resting on the floor, but if not, using a block or some support. Instead of having the palms turned upwards, you could just rest your head on your folded arms. If your forehead's on the floor, bending the arms at the elbows to rest the hands on your upper back, but at the base of your neck, and just allow the warmth of the hands to soften any effort there in the shoulders and the back of the neck. And if you want to, you can actually give your neck and shoulders a little massage here, or you can simply just use that warmth for a couple of deep breaths. When you're ready, extending the arms, placing the hands down onto the mat, coming up into hands and knees, and then all the way up into downward facing dog. I'm going to take the feet nice and wide, drop the heels to the left, and then bend and straighten the legs. So squatting dog, fingers and heels of the hands nice and firm. Do 2 or 3, and then come back onto your tiptoes so that your legs are square, hips are square. Drop your heels to the right. Same thing on the other side. Bend and stretch, keeping the hips lifted when you come back to the long legs. And then coming back onto your tiptoes,
And from here, knees to the mat.
Step your right foot forward between your hands. We're going to lengthen the back leg and do our twisty circles here. So a little twist with our big arm circles, twisty circles. 3 backwards, 1 forwards. I know this is quite active in the legs, but we didn't get to it, so I'd like it to be done. And then press forward into a forward bend, nice gentle forward bend, turning the backs of the hands to the floor, grazing the floor with the fingertips, holding elbow to elbow, whichever of these feels best to you. Excuse me, I've just breathed in chalk. When you're ready, we're going to bend the knees deeply, drop the buttocks towards the heels, press into the heels and round through the spine, scoop the belly in, come all the way up to standing, hands to the heart, or inhaling, reaching the arms over the head, and then exhaling the hands to the center of the chest. We'll do the same thing or similar to the left. Inhale as you stand tall. Exhaling, hands to the center of the chest. Inhaling, reaching up firm in the buttocks and the belly, and soft in the knees as you swallow dive to the floor. Nice, slow movements. Inhale as you step the left foot back, knee down. I can't remember if we did anything on the other side, so I think we just held for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Lovely job. And then stepping the right foot back so you're in hands and knees. From your hands and knees position, we're going to let the buttocks come down towards the heels, slide the arms forward, and as you slide forward, just draw your heart towards the floor. So if you want to do this a different way, you can come from hands and knees, reach the hands forward if your mat is not so slidey, and just draw your heart towards the floor so that you're in Anahata Asana and your hips are sort of over your knees, maybe there or thereabouts. From here, sliding flat, doing it in any way that suits your body. And we're just going to reach the arms down by the sides, forehead to the floor. Roll the shoulder blades towards each other. Press the pubic bone down. Keep your feet down and inhale, lift your arms, chest and head up. So the arms are down by the side, reach the fingertips towards the toes, feel the firmness in the buttocks and the space between the shoulder blades, and then exhale down. Hands underneath the chest, coming back into a wide knee, feet together, downward dog. Not downward dog, child's pose. That would be an interesting downward dog. So here in your wide kneed child's pose, hopefully you get your forehead to the floor, or you can fold the arms underneath the head, one arm underneath the head as needed. Take a deep breath in and out. And then tent the fingertips of the right hand, lift the head and chest and just slide your left arm underneath. So we're doing thread needle, but with the child's pose as well. Soften the right elbow down. The left palm is turned upwards, but if your head is uncomfortable here, bend your right elbow and rest your head on top of your right forearm or wrist or hand, whatever reaches your head. Take a deep breath in and out. Then tent the fingertips of the right hand again. Slide yourself back to center, reach the hands forward and walk your fingertips as far away from you as you can. Take the forehead to the floor. Deep breath in and out. And then when you're ready, you can tent the fingertips of the left hand, lift the head and chest, slide the right arm underneath the left arm, take the right side of the head, to the floor, soften the left elbow down. If your head is uncomfortable here, just bending your elbow to place your left arm underneath your head. Taking a deep breath in and out. And then when you're ready, tenting the fingertips of the left hand, bringing yourself back to center, reaching the hands forward, coming up off your buttocks, tucking your toes and coming into downward facing dog. In your downward dog,
You can paddle or do anything that you like, but what I like to do here is bend the knees deeply and wiggle the hips from side to side. Excuse me. Hips from side to side. Lovely job. And then from this position, bringing the knees down, stepping the left foot forward. And when the left foot's forward, lengthening the right leg. And in your extended lunge, here, or high leg lunge, doing your 3 circles backwards, twisty circles, 1 arm circle forwards, turn to look at the front, press off the back foot to stand into a standing forward bend, widen your feet, maybe almost the width of your mat, little sway from side to side with the arms bent at the elbows, or fingertips or backs of the hands grazing the floor. Try to allow the back of your neck to be really long here. And then in the center, roll your shoulder blades towards each other so you create even more length down the back of the neck. And just gently shake your head or turn your head from side to side. And then nod your head backwards and forwards. Bend the knees really deeply, drop the weight into the heels. And then round through the spine, scooping the belly in as you roll up to standing, hands to heart if you're dizzy, or inhale the arms over the head, and exhale the palms to the center of the chest. Just take a moment here, standing in Tadasana, wide leg Tadasana, with your hands at the center of your chest. Observe your breath, your heart rate. And then lift your chest, take your chin towards your chest. Feel that gentle length down the back of the neck, maybe across the shoulders. Smile to release tension from your face, your chest, your throat. And when you're ready, raise your head and release your hands. Wriggle anything that needs wriggling, adjust clothing as needed. And congratulate yourself for doing awesome work with your sun salutations today. So now we can move into a little winding down phase of the class, and we will do that lying down. But if you want to, now is the time to bring close to you some warmer clothing and a blanket for relaxation. I'm just going to take a little swig of water while you get your equipment thingies. So you can have the things close by. If you're super warm right now, you might not want to put your jumper on until later, but it's useful to keep your body warm when it's warm, and we're coming into the winding down phase because it will cool down really quick once we get onto the floor. So bear that in mind. Super. So in any way that feels good to you, coming onto your mat and then rocking yourself all the way down onto your back. And when you come down to lying on your back, taking the feet to the floor and just allowing the arms to rest out to your sides. And we'll be here for a few moments to give everyone who's just getting themselves together a chance to join us. So you lie on your back, allowing your spine to find its new shape against the floor, but also feeling the support of the floor. We spent most of the rest of the class with hands and feet, occasionally the front of our bodies on the floor, occasionally knees on the floor, but mostly feet and hands. So now you can feel more of the body in contact with the support of the floor, the back of the head and the shoulders and arms and hands. And then parts of the back of your body. For some people, it would be almost all of the whole of the back. Backs of the buttocks, the soles of the feet. So just feel that sense of connection. And where you feel connected, you can release down. Here, just gently turning the head from one side to the other. Just a few times in each direction.
Easing any tension out of the back of the neck and shoulders. Returning your head to center when you're ready. From here, we're going to bring the knees into the chest and hug them towards us, keeping the knees apart to begin with, just rolling the knees in circles, but using the arms so that we don't have to use the tummy muscles to support this movement. They can relax. And as they relax, they can allow the muscles of the back of the body to relax a little as well. Roll in the opposite direction. And just feeling your way around this massaging effect in the back of the body. Coming to center, we're going to let the feet come down one at a time to be on the floor, nice and wide apart. Reach the arms wide and let the knees sway from side to side. A little bit of tummy muscle action here, just to ease the knees, just to support the movement. Next time your knees come over to your right side, allow them to rest down to the right. If it feels comfortable, reach your left arm past your left ear. Soften your shoulders down. Encourage your inner left foot and thigh towards the mat, just with a gentle press. If that feels okay in your knees, your hips, your back, you can rest your right foot on top of your left thigh, but make sure it doesn't feel uncomfortable in any way. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We'll do one more. Sigh out through your mouth if you need to. Deep breath in. If your legs are crossed, uncrossing your legs. If your arm is up, retrieving it to lay it back to your side. Firm the belly muscles, bring the knees back to the center and just gently sway the knees from side to side, but without going into a twist. Here in the center, we're going to refirm the feet to the floor, allow the knees to come down to the left side. If that's comfortable, reach your right arm past your right ear. Soften your shoulders down. Encourage the inner right foot and thigh towards the floor. Just a little bit of effort to press down there. If that feels okay in your knee and your hip, you can rest your left foot on top of your right thigh. Taking 2 really deep breaths here. If you need to sigh out through your mouth, do that. Whenever you're ready, you can uncross your legs. Bring your right arm down to your right side again. Firm the belly, bring the knees back to center and just gently sway from side to side. And then in your center, with your feet quite close to your buttocks, arms down by your side, press the palms down and just gently lift your hips up and down. So you don't need to do a full bridge, but a gentle engagement of the buttocks to lift the hips up and down. And if you prefer, you can think of lifting your chest towards your chin and releasing down to the mat. One more time. Press into the hands and the feet and releasing. And then here, we're going to bring the knees towards each other, bring the knees into the chest and make stirring circles again, but with the knees together this time. Feeling that massage coming more towards the center of the low back. And going in the opposite direction as well. When you're ready, you can bring the feet down to the floor one at a time. Keep the feet towards each other, knees towards each other, arms out to the side, firm in the belly and swaying the knees from one side to the other. So again, you don't need to go into a full twist here, just controlling the movement so you're wriggling a little bit from side to side. The next time your knees come down to the right, you can let them rest wherever they get to. And if you would like to, so this is completely optional, you can extend your left foot towards your right hand. You don't have to, but if you want to, just give you a little extra sensation. If you want to, you can rest that foot all the way down to the floor. Try to keep your left shoulder towards the floor as well. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And then if the left leg is extended, bending it, placing it on top of the right, and then firm in the belly, firm in the shoulders, bring the knees back to the center, a little sway from side to side in the center. When you're ready, you can let the knees come all the way down to the left. And if they get to the floor, then you'll maybe feel that you have the support to extend the right leg towards the left hand if you want to. You don't have to, but if you can, then allow that foot to come down towards the floor and allow the right shoulder to remain towards the floor as well. It doesn't have to be absolutely touching, but in that general direction. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then bending the right knee, placing the right knee on top of the left, firming the belly, bringing the knees back to the center, just a gentle rock from side to side. And then drawing your knees towards you, maybe separating the feet a little. We're going to wrap the left arm over the right arm to drape the fingers towards the floor. And here, just allowing the weight of the arms to press that space between the shoulder blades down. And if you want to here, you can gently sway your nose from side to side. It won't go far, but it will maybe allow a little more tension to release from the back of the neck or the space between the shoulder blades or the trapezius muscles. In the center with your head still, take a deep breath in. Sigh out. Release the arms back out to the sides and cross them the opposite way. And that way we get to wriggle into all the spaces that we can't reach on the other side. Taking a moment to allow the weight of the arms to be really heavy, to extend that space between the shoulder blades at the back of the neck. And then if you want to, you can gently rock your nose from side to side. And with your head still in the center, a deep breath in and out, sighing if you want to. Release the arms wide again. And here we're just going to do a little figure 4 stretch as well. So lengthening the right leg along the mat. Inhale the right leg up. Bend the right knee and place the right ankle over the left thigh. So here the arms are out to the side at the moment. We're going to reach our hands between the right leg and the left leg to hold around the back of the left thigh, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. And here just a little sway from side to side, but using your arms to support the movement so you can be more relaxed in your center. If you find that this drags your shoulders and head off the floor, and you would prefer to do this with your tummy muscles instead, you can leave your arms out to the side and simply sway your knees from side to side without holding the back of the thigh. So whichever of these feels better to you. When you're ready, you can bring your knees back to the center, Draw your left foot back to the floor and firm in the belly muscles. Again, allow the knees to sway from side to side, but the foot is on the floor. In your own time, allow your left knee to go all the way to the left, the right leg to follow. And if you are able to get your feet to the floor, you can rest here. If not, just move in and out of the twist using your tummy muscles. If you are holding this twist, you can explore where it feels good to place your head. Maybe it's turn to the left or turn to the right or neutral. Wherever it feels good to place the head, leave it there for a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Doing one more like that. Return your head to center if it isn't already centered. Firm the belly muscles. Bring the knees back to the center. And when you do, release the right foot from the right thigh and draw the right knee towards your right armpit. Hold on to your right foot or the back of your right calf or the back of your right thigh. Have your knee bent so that the sole of your foot is as if it was standing on the ceiling. The knee perhaps is in a right angle or near enough. Where if you're holding onto your foot, then you can hold the inside or the outside of the foot as you choose. And if you're holding onto your foot, you have the option of extending your left leg long on the mat or hovering the left heel off the floor, whichever of these feels good to you. It's just like doing a lunge, but lying on your back. When you're ready, you can bring the left foot back to the floor, release the right foot, lengthen the right leg up, rotate the foot at the ankle a couple of times. Then with a long straight leg, firm in the belly, let your right heel come down to the floor and slide your right foot in. Spend a moment with both feet supporting the body and then lengthen your left leg up. Cross the left ankle over the right foot. And here we're going to reach the hands between the thighs to hold around the back of the right thigh and sway the knees from side to side. If you know that that doesn't suit you as well as leaving the arms on the floor, simply engaging your belly muscles, releasing the arms out to the side and continuing to sway the knees from side to side. From the center, allow your right foot to come down to the floor and firm in the belly muscles, swaying the knees from side to side a few times with the foot on the floor or the heel on the floor. In your own time, allowing the knees to come all the way over to the right. If you're resting on something, you can simply be here. And if you don't come all the way to the floor, using the belly muscles to move in and out of this twist to keep it more dynamic. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Soften the features of your face. Maybe one more deep breath in and deep breath out. Then firming the belly muscles, bringing the knees back to the center, lengthening the left leg up, drawing the left knee to the outside of the left chest, or outside of the left side of the chest. Hold onto your foot or the back of your ankle or calf or thigh, whichever allows your knee to bend towards the floor behind the body with the sole of the foot as if it was standing on the ceiling above you. If you can hold your foot, you can hold the inside or the outside of your foot. And if it's comfortable holding your foot, then you might want to try extending your right leg, hovering the heel or resting the heel down towards the floor for a deep breath in and a deep breath out.
Bending the right knee to place the foot on the floor. Releasing your hand from your left leg. Lengthening the left leg up. Rolling the foot at the ankle a few times in each direction. And then with the leg long, firm in the belly muscles, let the leg come all the way down to the floor. Slide your left heel in. So your left foot, is on the floor as well. And now we're ready for relaxation. So covering yourself with a blanket if you've got one handy. If you wish to have something underneath the backs of the knees like a bolster, then you can absolutely do that. But we've done quite a lot of bending at the hip flexor in our cool down, so perhaps just long legs to give a little bit of openness to the low back and the hip flexors in relaxation would be best. Come into Shavasana with the feet wide, toes falling out to the side, arms relaxed away from the body with the palms turned upwards, back of the head resting on the floor. Allow your body to feel the expanse of the floor underneath it, supporting, grounding, stabilizing, restoring. And bring your body to stillness here. Take a deep breath in and sigh out through your mouth. We're going to do that 3 more times. A deep breath in, let all of your effort go. Deep breath in, let your muscles begin to relax. Last breath in, surrender yourself down into your mat. Allow your breath to find a natural rhythm, falling into quietness, softening your forehead, the area around your eyes, your tongue, jaw, shoulders and chest. Allow the whole of the body to feel heavy, warm and supported, relaxing a little deeper with every exhalation.
Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back to your hands and your feet by wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe rolling the ankles, rolling the wrists. When you feel it's the right time for you, taking a deep breath in and stretching the arms in any way, the legs, the body, the face. Maybe having a yawn. And in your own time, gathering your knees into your chest, hugging them towards you, making any movements that feel good, perhaps rolling the head from side to side, perhaps stirring in circles or rocking and rolling. Keeping your eyes gently closed if you can. Find your way onto one side. Take your time if you need a bit of extra rolling around, no problem at all. When you feel ready, come into any comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes gently closed, bringing the hands together. We're going to rub the palms vigorously. So pressing the hands, rubbing the palms. Pressing them more firmly, rubbing them a bit faster. When they begin to feel warm, perhaps they're already there. Just rubbing a few more moments and then placing the hands over the eyes so that you feel that warmth soften and release. Blinking into your palms a few times, taking your hands down as you open your eyes. Thank you for joining me in this practice. I hope you enjoyed it too. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great weekend. Namaste.